Hi guys, it's me again, Layla, here with another tutorial. This time it is a drag tutorial. I hope you enjoy. This is the look we'll be doing for today. Please ignore the chicken in the background. He is very sickening. Let's get started. I already have my brows done and half of my face. I'm going to be starting with City Color Shadow Primer. Gonna blend that into the lid completely. Now moving on to the base, I'll be using MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot. This is an off-white sort of yellow based eyeshadow base, and it sets, so once it's there it's not gonna move unless you take it off. Moving on to the actual shape of this look, I want a slightly elevated and quite blown out crease. So I'll be cutting the crease with this brown black pencil from LA Girl Cosmetics. So if you intend to recreate this look, just I suppose look at what I'm doing and try to replicate the exact movements that I'm doing. Like right now, this is weird, this is my first voiceover. But yeah, just follow what I'm doing, try anyway. If you don't have that brush that I'm using, you can always use your finger or a Q-tip to blend the edges. And when you're done blending the actual line, drag the brush over the end and blend it into the concealer or base that you carry straight up to your brows. Next, I'll be using a medium blue but bright eyeshadow, and I'll be laying that over the liner that we just placed. This will set the liner and make it so that any blending we do after this in the crease will be a bit easier. I'll be repeating this step a lot because I want this look to be very blended and seamless, so just look at the movements and placement of the shadow and try to replicate it if you intend to replicate this look. Here I'm using LA Girl's Single Pot Eyeshadow in Bare to set the concealer under my eyebrows. This will also help with blending later. And then drag the blue into your brow area and blend it with Bare. This is Wet n Wild's black eyeshadow in Panther. This I'll be using to trace around the crease to make the crease even more dramatic. So just place it along the edge of the line. Most of the eyeshadow is being placed along the line. And after it is placed, we will use the same side of the eyeshadow brush and pull the black away from itself to blend it outwards like we did with the blue. Black is not the easiest eyeshadow to blend, so this may take a while, but it will be worth it in the end if you don't want to look like a splotchy raccoon. Using that same brush that we used with the blue, I'm going over the edges and blending the black into the area that we put the blue, and then going back in with the blue around the edges, mostly, of the black. Wipe that brush off and then blend the black into the blue once again. Like I said, a lot of repetition with blending, but it will be worth it. Here I am adding a shimmery neon sort of green around the edge of the blue and into the brow area, as this will give us a transition from black to blue to green, as I intend to put a bright green color under my eyebrows as seen from the picture. So blend that into the blue and go back and forth between that and blue and black until you get a nice blend. Here I'm using Malibu Glitz Single Eyeshadow in Dark Night number 5. And I'll be placing that all over the lid that we left empty before. Try not to get it onto the black. We will be going back in with black and blending, but trying to get it right in the first try, so just try to stay within the lines. As you can see, this blue is not the same color as the other eye or the picture that I showed in the beginning of the video. So we will be rectifying that in a second. As you can see here. So now I will be adding Ruby Kisses single eyeshadow. It is called Luxe Color Single Eyeshadow, and I will be using Royalty. It is a pearlescent satin sort of royal blue color. And I'll be placing that over the Dark Night shadow that we just placed on. This eyeshadow, Royalty, is quite bright, but with Dark Night underneath it gets some depth. Kind of takes away from the brightness, but the brightness is still there, just not as harsh as it might be over a white base. Here I'll be using 2 other Luxe Color eyeshadows in Greenwich Village and Happy Chickadee. I'll be mixing both of them and placing that under my eyebrow as my eyebrow highlight, and in my inner tear duct as my tear duct highlight. Be sure to go back in and blend that with Royalty on the lid using the same eyeshadow. Eyeshadow brush, just wipe it off. Here I'm using LA Girl Glide On Pencil in Very Black to set down some liner for my lashes later. Lining the entire top lash line. No need to wing it, because I will be using NYC liquid eyeliner to create my wing, since this is more precise. Going back in with that black eyeshadow from Wet n Wild. It's called Panther, by the way, not sure if I mentioned that before. Placing it back in the same area and then blending it out towards the blue. Going back in with the blue, wipe the brush off and blend it away from itself until you have a nice gradient. Right now I stacked 2 different types of eyelashes together. Can't recall the name, but I'll try to list it down in the description. So I just stacked the 2 of them, let the glue go tacky, and then place them on my lash line using these tweezers that I love so much. They help so much in eyelash application. Get it where I want it. And then press your lashes and the fake lashes together so that they blend more easily and look a little less fake, I suppose. but I mean they will look pretty dramatic. Now I'm applying some mascara on my top and bottom lash line to blend the eyelashes with the fake lashes a bit more and drag it over the edges that it looks less fake. Now I'm going to use some bronzer. I'm blending that onto my cheekbones, into my temples and hairline and along my jaw quite heavily to bring some color back to my face and to shape my face a bit. And I'm using an even darker powder that will be going directly into and under my cheekbone. Please ignore that chicken. And in the same areas as I did before to darken it up and add some more definition. Here I mixed a pink and a purple lilac colored eyeshadow, and I'm using that as my blush, applying that onto my cheeks quite heavily. I want it to show up. And using these two highlighters, Wet n Wild's Resuvio Cabana and City Color Cosmetics Sparkle, mixing them together and applying them heavily on my cheekbones, my temples, across my forehead, the tip of my nose, my cupid bow, and directly under my lip and the tip of my chin. Blend that lightly with the powder brush, and that's it for the look. Just apply your lipstick and start to do some sexy posing, I suppose. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope you stay tuned for more. God bless wherever you are. Bye ladies.